It's been a long weekend, ladies and gentlemen, but the action is almost over. We've got two more 12 race lobbies to watch here at Catalyst 2024. This is the second of 2 semifinals, and after that, it's just one more finals match.
And I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a tough match on this one. I saw the seedings for it, but I actually think that this is going to be a tight race all the way to the end.
For sure. I see a lot of really, really capable names within not even just the top 6. Like, This is another one of those lobbies where it's going to be super interesting to see who places in like those 4th through 8th spots.
Absolutely. And actually, to be fair, I think that Rod's going to be a big difference maker with those mid packs that are going to come through.
For
so
sure.
we're definitely going to see Bobby and JPG and Michael running up at the top, but it'll be interesting to see what he does to cause like the chaos in the backfield to try and get his way up there.
So I'll give you guys the full rundown of this entire lobby. We've got Bobby, we've got JP Givener, we've got Michael, Krakow, Rod, Dynamo, Linguini, Sloppy Gunner, Squishy, Downen, Beastly, Mustard, and James.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And, you know, when I saw the first seedings and I saw, like, how they had them matched up first, I thought I was going to die immediately. But, you know, I was proud of what happened on that last one. Yeah. But GG's to you on that last race. But what are we thinking, chat? Are we thinking, who are your guys' picks? Who do you want to see take this semi to lead on to the next finals?
We see a lot of Linguini fans. Linguini's made a lot of fans over the course of the weekend, especially with that 2v2 performance.
Oh, my goodness. And to be fair, like, they earned it. Like, they have been putting in the work, and you could tell that they are able to keep up with all the big names here. So congratulations to them to be able to do what they do, and they've won over the crowd. So
yeah, absolutely. We've got, let's see, I see some Michael fans. I see Rod fans. We've got support for everybody in here in the Twitch chat, and that's what we like to see.
You know, and I actually saw a lot of comfortable like track picks that were going on all the races so far today. So we haven't really seen any meme tracks, but besides Baby Park, but we'll see.
Round 1 we saw a few.
Yeah, we did see a few on round 1, but
yeah,
that
unfortunately,
last one we did not.
Unfortunately, because Bobby's in this lobby, it looks like we're going to be playing probably at least one race at Mario Kart Stadium.
Oh, that's absolutely going to happen.
But you know what? That's just how he is, and I don't think there's any avoiding that, barring like some miraculous intervention keeping us from that track for 12 out of 12 races. I don't like our chances, though.
No, not at all. No, Luke, you are the GOAT. I am nowhere near that. I'm just here to have a good time and give you guys what you guys want to see. Some good races, some good commentary, but looks like they're getting their
track selection is rolling right now, and we're going to be starting on... Is that Waluigi Pinball? Is Merry Mountain.
Ooh.
I never realized how similar those track icons look, but...
Yeah, they're pretty similar. And actually, this is an interesting pick for the first race. I personally like it. I don't know how you feel about this track, but it's different.
I'm a Merry Mountain enjoyer. Quick shout out to Bup, the world record holder on this track. Absolute GOAT. Love that guy. I don't know if he's watching right now, but I know he'd be happy to see this track at the moment.
Absolutely. And we get this started off. Bobby here leading the pack right now. Going to take the wide path here, trying to get those points. That's actually a smart move here.
We're going to watch Krakow very narrowly get hit by that run. I thought for a second he had a chance to avoid it, but going to land on top of it and burn his shroom just to save himself.
JPG up at the front right now. Got the trail going on. Sitting pretty nice, but with these cuts that are on this one, it can really change on that last lap.
That shortcut saves so much time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we see Krakow, that is Krakow doing it right there, and already making his way up into the mid-pack after that early red.
Sitting nice in second with triple shrooms, too. Be able to take those cuts on the later end to get that first place spot.
Yeah, no defense, though, and with all the chaos going on behind him, like, something is bound to get up in his area and prevent him from running, which is probably his plan with the triple shrooms, barring, him pulling defense and burning the shrooms.
Bobby's sitting in 12th right now. This is not something I would have expected to see here.
Yeah, I mean, this track absolutely can be bagged because of how much time that shortcut saves and because of how powerful the shock is on tracks like this. We won't be seeing a shock just yet, though.
No, pulling that golden bullet, but he's still going to get some spots here. Be able to use that to take the cut and get up there, probably mid spots around 8. We're watching Squishy now. Squishy over here in 8th spot, sitting with a red mushroom. Ooh, go ahead and reading Bobby
Bobby's
out.
going to have to,
Yep, pop the bullet right there.
Making his way up a pretty spread out pack here. The bullet will drop him off in 4th as he gets a plant. Not ideal, but this last set is where it matters. If he pulls a shroom here, then his race is set. But he's super close to 1st. I don't know if he's going to get one.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, no, it looks like Linguini does not have anything. Going to take the blue here.
Going to take the Nana, but that's in the offer. That's a little bit of an awkward spot to get yourself out of as Kracko finds himself in first, but probably not for long as the shortcutters start to make their way. Going to hold on, though.
Oh, getting trailed right there, Bobby. Still be able to recover, though, with those mushrooms. Probably going to pull a 2-3 here.
Yep.
Kracko taking that first
Kracko
place.
will take first. Yep.
A great start off for Kracko on that one.
Yeah. And where it's going to be interesting is those 5 through 8 spots. We've got JP Givener. It's only one race.
It's only one.
It's only one race, but the 3 seed of the whole tournament, JP Givener already in an elimination spot.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? That's what I like about those tracks is that they're not the typical ones that you see, not the front runners that you like to see most times that we're picking tracks. But when you get something different like that, you see different results.
Yeah, I think they're important. I think they're a necessary evil, if you will, for the game. Like, obviously, you know, there's a giant discourse going on about bagging and how much like the casual community doesn't like it. But I think tracks like that are necessary to break up the leader of the pack over here. But I do think tracks that aren't necessarily runners are necessary for the game to keep running in check. You know, if there was no dry desert in the game, if there was no Cheeseland in the game, then running would just be too overpowered.
I would be okay with it though. No,
I'd be like, I think a lot of people would be okay with it, but like then the only way to win would be to be a fast T tier.
Yep.
And that's not everyone. Not everyone's a T tier in the community, actually.
So we're going Royal on race 2 here. Solid pick. Like, I love this track. This is
I'm a
always
Royal
going to be a
enjoyer.
good one.
Yeah. A track that's a track that was a very central part of the meta, very relevant in the early days of 8 Deluxe, back in your 2018, your 2019.
Yes.
But in recent years, you're not seeing it as often. And a lot of the people that picked it, like I would put my money on the fact that Rod picked this. I know Rod's a massive Royal Raceway fan.
Yeah.
And Rod's been an OG player. He's been around in the community for ever since the Switch came out, basically.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, with all the track picks that you can actually pick now, it is really difficult to kind of get those consistent tracks happening all the time. But for me, I think that this one is always a good one just because it's clean lines that get you the win on this one.
Yeah. John's going to have to...
barely.
Yeah, John will have to yield to Michael and his red there. And Michael, with that snaking, almost hit him anyways. John's safe for the time being, though, as he now has to watch out for the triple greens from Michael and the star from Linguini. Will Linguini get him?
No,
not quite.
Just misses.
A blue from Kracko, and we see 2 separate packs here. We see the top 5 and then the bottom 7.
Yep.
All completely separate
and they're
from
going to
each
stop
other.
for the blue, and it does not go for JPG, holding onto the horn and triple greens. This
and
is
10
coins.
Great. And 10
great
coins.
Start.
You do have another one of these really big time-saving shortcuts that second just took right there. I think that's Linguini in second.
Yeah, it's Linguini in second. I think that Linguini's going to be able to give him the distance, though, and not try to do too much with it. But, though, he doesn't know that he has the triple greens on right behind that horn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Linguini's going to be doing... I think... Does Linguini play passive here? If I'm Linguini, I play passive here.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to go ahead and secure that 2 spot right there. Not worry about getting that number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Especially sitting with the 2 mushrooms, he's going to want to take that cut right at the end.
What makes the horn such a good item is not even just what it does. It's the fact that what it can do.
Exactly.
It has a massive fear factor, like, I don't want to be near this guy because he has a horn. That's the mindset Linguini probably has right now, and it's going to allow John to just hold first without using an item for the entire lap. Linguini getting redded right before the line, though.
Right dropping
going to hold on to third,
though. It's still a good spot. Rod getting that second place with that red.
Mm-hmm. Now we'll see how these mid spots shake up. We have Sloppy Gunner and Linguini within 1 point of each other. There's a lot happening here. It goes 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15.
It's great to see it, though.
Yeah,
it's
super close throughout.
And it's funny to see, too. I was watching Sloppy's play a little bit, and you could tell that he's trying to play a little bit of that conservative play. You saw him go wide when he had the item sets on I believe it was the second track. So I do not think that there's much needed to be able to get those top spots as long as you can kind of just stay with the pack in there.
Yeah, no, the strategy... I think the strategy in semifinals should be don't play to win, play to advance.
Exactly.
You don't have to be aggressive, and, like, getting first requires you to be aggressive, of course. But, like, getting a top 4 spot consistently will get you through to the finals if you need to be in the top 6 spot to advance.
We have a lot of people in chat going over there screaming for Rod, but honestly, that was a big race for them to be able to get that second place.
Absolutely, yeah. After having a decent first race, Rod will find himself in a current top 6 spot after 2 races, I believe. Unfortunately, we are on Excite Bike Arena.
You say unfortunately. I love this pick because this is what's going to stir up all of those like running packs right there. And I am a component of the chaotic pick, so this one for me, I like to see it.
Were you one of the Baby Parkers in the 2v2?
No, that was not me. That was not me.
Okay.
Baby Park is a different story.
All right.
So we'll see here whether or not people know how to do the ramp strats on this, and this will be able to separate them from the crowd.
I assume like your top row of people, your Bobby, your JP Givner, your Michael, they'll all be pretty comfortable knowing what they're doing. Michael opting to bag though, which I mean you have to respect the decision on a track like this.
On this track, you can't go wrong with either way, like running it, doing the ramp strat, or sitting back and be able to pull those big items and get back up to the front.
John's sitting here with double resin, opting to be aggressive here at the beginning of lap 1.
Yep, and with that,
lap 1.
With that, you see that Bobby's just going to go ahead and bag here. Makes sense. You got knocked out. Might as well go ahead and try and get those items.
Get your coin count up, because coins are pretty sparse on this track.
Yes.
You got to kind of hunt for them. So getting the ones that people drop from getting hit is very, very vital.
Sitting nice, though, with that star mushroom, so be able to take a cut here, possibly get himself a better run. Maybe a shock pull here.
Also in a good spot is Michael with 2 shrooms and 10 coins in 4th, but the trail from Krakow will alter his game plan.
Rod's sitting up there at 1, though. You know that the crowd... Oh, I know, he's dropping in 2nd. JPG up there in 1. Getting hit with the fire right there. Krakow also taking him out.
Yeah. Watch out for the triple A's, Krakow.
Oh, and there it is. Takes him out.
Missing that MT, yeah.
But still sitting nice with that mushroom. You're still going to be able to take that cut.
Yeah, and then he's going to pull out triple greens. In this close of a pack, pulling out triple greens is a death sentence for everyone around him.
Smart move, only using the 1 mushroom, make sure that they have another one for the final cut.
Yeah.
And they're going to be taking that cut, be able to have
very favorable spot for Linguini, barring the trail. I think he's safe.
I think they were able to get away from it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're sitting
good for now.
So they're going to go ahead and cut
that red's
here.
Not going for him. Yeah, cut here.
Oh, perfect.
And just hold these triple greens.
Yep, just hold
yeah,
it right
that
here.
should be a second for Linguini.
Oh, playing aggressive backing right there, but still gets that 2nd place.
Linguini fans in the venue as well as the chat.
Absolutely.
You can hear the venue popping off. JP Givner will be taking home another first after a rough race 1 has established himself with 2 firsts in 2 races, and now the top 6 and bottom 6 have a little bit of distance between each other.
Yeah, they do, and you're going to start to see that now. But right there, we talked about at the beginning, JPG started off with rough, but 2 great races already back on top.
Yeah, and winning on Excite Bike Arena, where it's not less skill-based, that's not the proper term, it's more outcomes can happen, I think is a way of putting it.
Yeah, it just depends on how aggressive and chaotic it is going to be. And you didn't see the shock that happens on that one, so without that happening there, it didn't really break up those top spots in there.
Yeah.
But we'll see now. The track picks are going through now. We'll see what we're going to get for this next race.
It will be Neo Bowser City.
Ooh, I like this one.
I do as well.
This is another one of those staple original tracks that people love to run.
Yeah, and unlike the past few staple tracks we've seen, this is a runner. This is one where absolutely driving skill is going to come into play probably the most out of every track we've seen so far in this lobby.
Yeah, and to me, this is one of those tracks when you don't know the game, you hate it, but once you know the game, you know how to race it.
You start to like it more.
Absolutely.
It grows on you. Still some players opting to bag, and bagging's, it's not even like bagging's that bad of a strategy on this track. Like, pulling a bill and popping it on the S-turn is so good. It saves so much time.
It really is. Now, a lot of people typically usually won't see like 1 or 2 people do it on this one. It's not guaranteed at like most other tracks, but still, it's a good strategy on this one.
Yeah. Krakow still playing aggressive as he has been this entire event thus far, getting into first and holding out that trail, hoping John runs into it.
Ooh.
Up to the back instead, but it will not hit. It will not hit John as John and Krakow trash talking each other from across the venue.
Rod taking that cut with the triple bananas and taking somebody out right there too. So you start to see the pack separate between the top 3 and 4 or 5.
There's that bill we were talking about from Bobby.
Yep.
Michael defenseless. He can dodge the blue, but yeah, he has to get hit by that red there. I think someone horned the blue.
Somebody did. Somebody took it out, which gives Krakow a huge advantage right here. Having a bomb in 1, you think he drops it around this guy, and he does.
For sure. Yeah, no, there's really no other play there because you want to get your defense into your 2nd slot.
Exactly.
You want to chain the coin to get your coin count up.
Yep, you don't have to worry about the blue taking that at that point. Michael sitting here with a mushroom fire. See if he goes ahead and tries to play aggressive here. I don't think he will. I think he'll try to. Oh no, he does.
I think Michael likes his odds that there won't be another blue this race. The first one was halfway through lap 1.
Yeah.
Lap 2 rather.
Krakow pulling another bomb here.
So yeah, Michael has to yield to that. It will be dropped, but Michael has been so good at avoiding those bombs this entire event. We keep seeing him predicting where they're going to get dropped and just making his way around them.
Absolutely. We saw it twice yesterday from them when he was in second as well, so just another big play from him.
Yeah.
Another blue, so here is the other blue.
Yeah.
And Krakow is going to take this, giving Michael that top spot right here with that.
And there he goes.
Finish.
Krakow will hold on to second, and I believe that's JP Givener in third. Linguini will lose a couple spots at the line due to the shock, but we're going to have to see what the rest of those mid spots look at for your 4th through 7th.
And there it is. So we got Krakow second, and we got JPG getting third. Bobby finishing in 4th right there. So typical top spots that we thought were going to happen on these ones.
All right, and 6, 7, and 8, 29, 27, 25.
So at this point, it's still
anything can still happen between those 3 players. That was Squishy, that was Rod, and that was, I want to say Sloppy.
I think it was Sloppy that was in there for that one too. So again, you're going to see this back and forth going the entire time, just like we did on the first semifinals, where people kind of jump back and forth between that 6th, 7th, and 8th spot. So I'll be interested to see if Sloppy continues to play that passive-aggressive, just staying a little bit out of the way of let them front run, get himself those 5th, 6th, 7th spots so that he gets the points to be able to move on. And
I think, Bobby, John, and Michael are very thankful of that, like, the players below Bobby, John, and Michael are smart enough to know that their points, like the top 3's points, don't matter. It's everyone around them. So they're going to be going for the other people that are threats to them. And that kind of just lets the top 3 run.
It does.
So not to say they have automatic bids to the finals, but their jobs are a lot easier.
Yeah. And honestly, it's not a bad play because you want to make sure that, like you said, get them in there, get the finals, and then at that point, then you can change up your play if you want to.
Yeah. Daisy Circuit will be the first race of the 2nd GP here in the semifinals. A track we've been seeing a lot. A lot of people have been picking Daisy Circuit, which I did not see coming. I had never really played that much Daisy Circuit, but it has been in basically every lobby in all events here.
It really
has. This event.
And I will know that this is actually a track that gets picked quite a bit on those lower divs with the tournament brackets, but like you don't really see this in a lot of like higher end gameplay.
So something that those mid-level players fighting for those like 5th and 6th spots can be like taking advantage of, because this is something that if a top player is not as familiar with it, the playing ground's more even.
Exactly, it really is. But this is a pretty straightforward track too. There's not too much that goes on with this one other than that little mushroom cut that you have to go through the air. Ooh, getting fired right here from Michael.
Yeah, one of those cuts that like Michael had to burn a shroom there, but like he can still take the cut because someone would break it for him, or he can throw that red, or in his case, get some coins, go around, and just play it from the pack for a little bit.
Ooh, James up here at the top with them, giving JPG a little bit of a run. And there he goes, using the red right there, taking them out of that top spot.
Linguini, one of the stories of the event, that fireball.
Listen, sometimes you just look at those fireballs and you're like, please no, please no.
Has to yield to John's horn here, but now can get aggressive with this plan. Does John make the play, though? Yeah, no. Still respects it.
And there goes the blue.
There goes the blue. That will probably be hitting Rod. Yes, it will. And Linguini actually has an opportunity to take first here if he takes the cut.
Yep, taking the cut right here. Going to go ahead and get that first spot.
Venue popping off for Linguini once again as he takes first. And what is John going to do in this position?
Yeah, JPG also having another horn after they got rid of the last one. And it gets food here. So now I see he's actually going to play a little bit aggressive here. I definitely think that he wants that top spot because he's made it known. I am the best. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows this.
No offense, though. Linguini's got this, I think.
And Linguini does.
Yeah, that's such an important first for Linguini.
Yes, absolutely. That's going to give him the points needed to kind of get back up there in the races and separate, get that solidified top 6.
For sure. Let's see what's going on behind him, though. We have a tie for 6 between Rod and Squishy.
Ooh.
And then Michael and I believe... No, not Spoon. Michael and...
Sloppy at that point?
Sloppy, I believe. Yeah. No, not Sloppy. It was a Peachette. I believe that might be Dynamo.
Oh, that might be Dynamo.
I think because all the Georgia players are using Peachette here, so...
Oh, nice. I gotta love when there's a uniform. Like, this is what we're doing as a group.
Michael, Dynamo, Squishy, and Rod, all within 4 points of each other in 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to be about. And this is what we love to see. We love to see these matches where you get the back and forth happening because it keeps all the races relevant rather than when somebody runs away with it and you just don't worry about those last few races, people memeing. So I like to see when it's close like this to keep everything just really hyped up.
Yeah, it's two different playstyles, playing to advance versus playing to win. Like, when these players get to the finals, you're going to see a lot more aggressive plays. You're going to see a lot more, like, killing first, stuff like that. You're going to see people trying to win. Whereas, you know, your Bobby, JP Given, or Michael, I keep coming back to them, but, like, they especially are aware that, okay, just advance.
Yeah.
Finals is where the money's on the line. Finals is where everything actually matters. Just get there, and then we'll think about it later.
You know, I like this track. I think this is a solid pick from one of the newer ways that they're coming out.
I am one of the biggest Waluigi Stadium fans in the community. This is such a good track. This is what every bottom spot track should strive to be. Michael? That was
a little bit of a different play there, yeah.
I mean, like I said, this track can be played from the back. Get your coins up while you're back there. Get some items while you're back there. Because, again, that shroom saves a lot of time, but not as much as you would think because of the next version of it.
Yeah, exactly. And Rod dropping that bomb right there, taking out, giving a little bit of separation from that 4th, 5th spot. So we're going to have to use the horn to protect themselves, but looks like, oh yeah, somebody got taken out there. He's in 3rd now. Yeah,
Krako with that red in 4th, though, is now posing another threat to Rod after he had gotten rid of that first red shell. So keeping him on his toes for sure as he fights for a spot to advance.
Dynamo sitting here with those triple mushrooms, going to help him through this little bit of a muddy area.
Bobby will...
Ooh, elect to use the bomb there, but...
Yeah, both Rod and John will avoid it and just let Bobby take the blue. Yep, there it goes.
You got to respect the play, though, trying to make sure that when he does take the blue, he's still not.
Yeah, went for the bomb so that when the blue hit him, he might not lose first. But
exactly.
Rod and John both able to avoid it, and they're taking top 2 for the time being. Although I do actually prefer John's position over Rod's because of those triple shrooms he has.
Yep.
This green, though...
Ooh, takes out the defense that JP had. Now having the mushrooms trying to get away from everybody, I don't blame him on there. Want to get away from those greens.
Just don't let them get ghosted before he can take the cut, and they won't. He'll be shrooming through there as opposed to Bobby and Rod taking the NES version, so distancing himself from the pack even more, and he should pull defense from up here.
Yeah, and this is going to be able to make sure that he gets that first place spot.
Does Bobby pull double reds is the question. There's one. Can he block it with the boomerang? There's another. John...
Gets both of them with it.
Has more reds!
Oh no, going to be able to cross the line before this red hits him?
No, he's not!
And Bobby goes ahead and takes that first place spot with that.
Yeah. Such an important 3rd for Rod, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
As he's, I think, going to find himself back in the top 6. Because, you know, your Bobby and John are running away in top 2.
Oh, yeah, they are. And you can hear it. They're all talking trash out there. They're getting in each other's heads. But what a play right there. Pulling those 4 reds right there at the end. The boomerang was not able to save him from that.
Yeah, and... Now the top 6, unfortunately for Squishy, now has a bit of a fight to make.
Yes.
Rather than tied 6th, it is now a 7-point deficit between 6th and 7th.
And you want to make sure that you try to keep that as close as possible, because once you start getting in that double digit, being separated, it's a lot harder to be able to try and climb up. You're going to have to start playing a lot more aggressive to be able to get one of those top spots to give you those points.
Because the thing with gaining points on people in Mario Kart is you don't just need a good race. You need the person you want to beat to get a bad race.
Yes, exactly.
If one thing goes right, then that might not be enough. You need both things to go right for things to actually be big swings in your favor.
Oh, targeting is absolutely a play here. Once you know who's ahead of you and who's close to you and who you need to take out, you absolutely can use that as a play to get yourself up there.
We are on a hot streak of really good tracks here as we're heading to Boo Lake for race 7.
Ooh, I love Boo Lake. This is actually an OF fan. We love to pick this track.
Yeah, we love Boo Lake. I think everyone loves Boo Lake. This is such a well-liked track, and for good reason.
It really is. 2, for those that actually spent the time to TT this one, we'll see who can actually take that little bit of a time saver right at the end before the finish line.
Yeah, that railing trick as opposed to the... Poor Michael cannot get himself a good start to these races as getting bumped off at the start of Waluigi Stadium and then getting bumped off at the start here as well. Rod more than likely opting to, follow John through the NISC, and does he get aggressive is the question.
Absolutely. You already threw the one red. You're going to make sure that you throw the second one and get that top spot. He's got another one as well.
Yeah, and he'll have defense in first if he makes this play.
And absolutely goes for it. Makes sense. be able to trail onto this red now. Now, do you cycle here? Do you... Oh, pulling another red.
Yeah, double defense here is so good.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Smart to get John right after
gets trailed.
Still has defense. Still has defense,
but still, it's going to be a little bit of a separation from them now. Sloppy up there in second. Ooh, he's trying to be aggressive with the horn, but
I mean, he has to be aggressive. He's in 7th.
Yeah,
and Rod's in 6th.
I like the play here. Sloppy getting first, but missing the blue. Ends up going for Rod instead.
Yeah, this is one of those races we were talking about where Sloppy is in a good spot and Rod's in a bad one, but Bobby
out right there. Oh, no defense though, takes Bobby right out.
That'll allow Michael into first, salvaging his race after an unfortunate start to lap 1 as he finds himself in first with defense now.
Ooh, Krakow getting hit by that red, dropping it back a little bit. Electing to use the spam horn right there.
Yeah, just make sure he doesn't get comboed there. I don't hate the play.
Oh, I don't either.
Bobby will have found himself back in first after getting redded. Michael, unfortunately, dropping a few spots down the pack, but he'll be getting himself another first. Sloppy Gunner getting second.
Getting second.
Gaining
and that's
quite a few points on Rod.
Exactly what he needed to make sure that he can stay up there with and not have more points or more of a ladder to climb out of that hole.
It's now actually tied 7th.
Ooh.
And a tied 5th as well. It'll be a 9-point deficit for those 2 players in 7th to make up those 2 players in 5th.
But that's way more manageable now for Sloppy to be able to try and keep up there with them.
Yeah, because you don't need both players to do bad. You just need one of them to have a bad race.
And that aggressive play really paid off for them right there. So, oh man, this is what it's all about, guys. This is what we came here to see. We want to make sure that we keep this same energy going up. They're talking trash out there to each other, so it's all good stuff.
Danny's keeping the venue hyped up. The vibes here are just absolutely incredible.
So track selection's happening, and now we'll see where we're gonna head to for this.
I see a
race.
random on the screen.
Oh, we do.
But it's going to be... Oh, wait, that's not a repick. That's not a repick. I played Maple Tree Way. We played Maple Tree Way.
We played Maple Tree Way. Yeah, absolutely.
That was like race 12 of our room, so I had seen it so recently I thought for a second, but no repick penalty today, thankfully, yet.
They're out there yelling, this is a banger. I like this, but it is very unforgiving if you get hit over that gap. To recover off of that, it takes such a long time.
Because this track has 2 things. It's really long, and there's no shortcuts. So if you get into first early, then you have a lot of time to distance yourself from second and just run away with the race.
And Green sitting here with a red, going to hold on to it for now, it looks like, until the next set.
Finding himself a second box here, but everyone in front of him.
They're all playing it safe right now, it looks like. Oh, there it goes. Alex for the trail here. Oh, it gets rid of it.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was one of those trails Linguini got there off on, presumably either Dynamo or Squishy. That was one of those trails where, like, they just happened. Like, you didn't go for that, but someone just happened to be there.
Exactly. But JPG and Michael sitting here in the 1-2 spot. Doing the double red. We'll see here if Michael wants to play aggressive.
John with defense in his first slot, trailing, and Michael giving him the space for it, but now, does he read John off in the cannon? No, he doesn't.
Oh, no.
I think John was able to get himself some defense. I think the red got to him before the item set.
Holding onto the coin, though, right now. I actually like that
play.
There's the red. Oh!
Does not get the bomb out in time, rolls it, is able to get it, but cannot place it in time.
Yeah, see, that was actually such a smarter play, too, because having the coin in the second, you don't know who's behind you at that point. There was a little bit of separation. You could have hurt yourself pretty bad with that.
And that's the gamble that Michael took with throwing that red there, is now he's been blued and is actually able to hold on to first thanks to the shroom from the leaf pile and is now contesting it with James. He has a trail, though, and James doesn't, and that's what it's going to come down to here. James giving Michael the space there and allowing him into first, and John back into second.
Ooh, trying to get the banana snipe there, but a little bit of it. Ooh, trying to go with the back red there. I like the aggressiveness.
Haven't really seen much of that because, again, the whole playing to advance mindset.
Yeah, exactly. But, once you start getting those higher points, you want to start playing how you want to normally play.
you want to start warming up for the decisions you might be making in finals. You want to have a little bit of fun with your buddies. Like, obviously, these two were the 2v2 teammates that actually won our 2v2 tournament last night. So we know those two are just up there having a good time.
Yeah, JPG having a horn right there. Not really much that he can do to do any aggressive plays. Looks like he's going to try and stick in that second spot.
This ending is super important for Squishy here. Surrounded by a ton of people. He could easily get third, but he could just as easily get, like, last.
Oh, get the double red there to be able to get the one.
He's giving her. He is giving her.
Absolutely giving it right there. Getting rid of the bomb, which is huge, and pulling that red clutch to get that #1 spot.
It'll be Rod holding down his spot in 6th, creating, I think, one more extra point of gap over Squishy there in terms of, advancing to finals.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm loving all this plays right now. See, I'm an aggressive player, so I like to see that kind of stuff. And, that just makes it a little bit more interesting. It keeps everybody on their toes. You never know what somebody's going to do, and this is what we're seeing right here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Everybody's asking for more Rod right now. They're over here, Rod loving in the chat.
I think the Rod fans are quite enjoying himself. Having him in the fight there for 6, and him, as time goes on, he's getting these small wins. Like, there hasn't really been a big race in Rod's favor, but he keeps getting these small wins, these small wins, and eventually that's going to add up to the point where if he keeps gaining a couple points at a time on Squishy, eventually the deficit's going to be not doable anymore.
They're starting to do a little bit more chipping back and forth at each other out there.
Yep.
Love to see it.
As we enter the 3rd and final Grand Prix of the semifinals here at Catalyst 2024, we're headed to a bathroom, man. Squeaky clean sprint. English.
Not a fan of this one.
I am. I love this track.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are, and I don't hate it that people like it, but for me personally, I've never been a fan of this one. So we got Rod here sitting in 4th with that banana. Going to hold on to it, make sure that he has the defense so nobody hits him out here. Oh, actually goes ahead and gets rid of it, holding on to the mushroom.
There's so many
and pays for it by getting rid of that.
There's a ton of... I like the idea from Rod. Execution, not so much, but the idea from Rod was there. Like, there's so many boxes floating through that area that you have the opportunity to cycle through, like, 5 items if you're lucky enough.
Yeah.
And, like, the boxes are in good spots.
So Bobby getting rid of the bomb from JPG, which is really smart. Make sure that he doesn't get bombed around that corner. Squishy throwing the ring back right there.
Yeah, and this is exactly the position Squishy needs to be in right now. Being aggressive, trying to hold down first, because first is what he needs when he has that much of a deficit with Rod at the moment.
Ooh, but elects to get rid of the ring here, and there was a red in 2nd place.
Not anymore, and he's about to get himself some defense. Going to pull that out immediately. Krakow, I believe, will go for this, because he tends to do. Yes.
Oh, it's such a close pack right here.
Offering a trail battle here with Squishy here.
But getting the better lines to go ahead and get that first spot right there.
Yeah. I believe JP Gibbon actually found his way into first there.
Yep, JPJ and Krakow both up there, 1-2 spots. Squishy was getting that 3rd spot. Using the red here, having no defense. It's dangerous.
Squishy playing aggressive towards specifically Krakow, as Krakow is a much more attainable target to passing overall points than John.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if they'll be able to... I'll get in the green here. Hopefully trying to hold on to it right here, not electing to use it. Oh, but it goes ahead and uses it. Really, really playing aggressive.
Yeah, like, 3rd is good, but, like, 2nd or 1st would be great.
It would be.
Those are the gambles you have to take when Rod is making his way up the mid-pack. It's not going to be that many points of difference here. Oh,
JVG.
This could be huge for Squishy. Avoids the blue.
The blue in first place now, but has nothing.
But what's the second?
There's the shock.
Okay, there's a shock.
That's beautiful for them at that point from that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot.
Yeah, because they can get to the top path.
Yep. So
he's going to lose so many spots here at the line.
So many spots right here at this one. JPG getting that first place spot.
Still beating Rod by quite a few spots, though. It's going to be interesting to see. Oh, he fell way further down the pack than I thought. That is tough scenes for Squishy there. Holding first for so long. If that shock were a second earlier, he would have gotten the top 3 spot.
Yeah.
Because he would have gotten to the top path. All those people wouldn't have passed him.
Yep.
And
that was just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You hate to see stuff like that, though. And as a player, you know more than anybody else when you know that you're going to get that first place spot and that shot comes and just ruins that race at that point.
Yeah.
But either way, we still see the a good difference between the top 6 and who's in 7.
Yeah,
I believe it was Sloppy was in 7.
We see Squishy, despite a lot of things honestly not really going in his favor, he's still rolling with the punches. He's still making this super competitive. Like we said, a shock a couple seconds earlier, and he's getting a top 3 spot that race. And this is like we're having a completely different conversation about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, track pick is in now. Where are we headed
Mario
to?
Circuit 3.
NC3 on this one. I feel like this is like the new staple bagger.
Yeah, people have started to prefer this over Dry Desert, over Cheeseland. And honestly, I agree.
Oh, I agree.
I think it's better than those two. It's still not good.
No.
Don't get the wrong picture in your head. It's still not good. But I think I would rather play this than...
I think everybody agrees on those two. So we look at Bobby is bagging right now. JPG going with a run on this one. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of surprised in that one.
Rod Masterclass incoming, according to the chat, as we see him also opting to bag. It looks like he might have bagged too hard there, getting that last place Nana from the Wave 6 patch.
Oh, it's so, it hurts. It hurts. But, you know, a lot of people were saying that bagging's dead, but it really isn't. It's just, it's all about
It's just
spots.
different.
Yeah,
it's just different. You have to be smarter with it.
Yep. Ooh, Michael looking nice with this star bullet, though, an 8.
There's a shock
There
from Bobby. All right, the venue being silent as opposed to normally when someone pulls a shock, we hear from across the venue, ooh.
Yeah.
And that's when the players know, okay, something's up. But
Yep.
there's so many players in Dodgers right now. Bobby's going to have to find a good time to pop this.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh, there it is.
Dodgers at least 4 people.
As we hear them yelling at Bobby right there in the crowd.
Yep. Rod will be one of those people that dodges.
Another.
That's when the venue pops off, because we did not see that one initially.
And when is... Oh, there goes Krako using that right there.
Bobby dodged.
Popping that ghost right away, though, trying to get
Yeah,
more.
Bobby in an incredible spot right now. Like, if all he has to do is to use this at, like, Nisk, I think Bobby just wins.
Ooh, that
Yeah, getting away from the horn. He has enough star to get through, and he's going to have double defense first.
Defense.
Yeah.
This is going to be a 1 for Bobby here.
Yeah. The spots behind him are shaking up right now. Rod currently ahead of Squishy in overall, but this ending could be important here.
Looks like Michael
not
got
that much happening.
Yeah, Michael got one of the top spots there, followed by Sloppy again. Sloppy is telling people,
Sloppy
listen,
making this interesting.
Do not forget about me.
And it's
I'm
only
still
5 points.
here.
It's only 5 points between Sloppy Gunner and Rod. Rod has found a new rival here, as we have 2 races left and 5 points.
Yeah.
They could both do that.
Easily, you can
They could
make
absolutely
the swing
both do that.
one.
As, like you keep saying, that point you keep coming back to about tracks like that really shake things up and really introduce new players to the mix that like we haven't been paying attention to.
No, exactly, and that's what I love to see. Is you like to see those underdogs really kind of play into like their piece of it here, and we're seeing that exactly from Sloppy. He's playing exactly the way he needs to make sure that he's relevant within this.
And he's one good race. He's one good race and one Rod bad race away from this being like really, really good for him. Unfortunately, though, he only has 2 chances to make that happen.
Yeah.
So he's got to execute now.
Yep. And we see the chat. They're over here saying we can't see that happen. Rod's gonna get the win. So it'll be interesting to see what track gets picked here. Ooh,
Coconut Mall.
I love this pick. This is actually a top 3 track for me. I love Coconut Mall. I know that's not a typical one.
No, I mean, Coconut Mall is definitely a casual fan favorite. It was definitely a fan favorite in Wii. In this game, not that relevant.
No, it's really not.
It definitely has its fans. It absolutely has its fans, but it's not like the meta staple that everyone thought it would be, like before Wave 1.
But inevitably banger when it comes to music. So we see Bobby here in first, got that trail going on with that red. Gonna hold on to it. It's gonna be nice. Let's see if he plays aggressive here. I don't really see that. But you never know.
All right, so for the viewers at home, the people to watch on the minimap are the regular Peach, not Peachette, regular Peach, and Red Yoshi. Red Yoshi, of course, being Rod, and the regular Peach being Sloppy Gunner. However, there is another regular Peach in Krako. So
both of them taking each other out right there.
Yeah, these two out for blood for specifically each other, and like, can you blame them?
I mean, no, absolutely not. They both want to make sure that they get that spot, so they're going to play aggressive against each other and make sure
those two are more
down.
concerned about each other than anyone else in the lobby.
Absolutely.
And that's the kind of mentality you have to have when it's a me versus this person who advances. Rod has to be careful of that trail.
Barely avoiding that trail right there. That could have been really bad for him right there.
Sloppy Gunner currently 2 spots ahead of Rod. That would make it a 3-point deficit. Actually, 3 spots.
Yeah, 3 spots.
But a bunch of greens are coming up towards him. He's going to have to be careful.
See what Krako does right here. Elect to throw him forward or backwards here.
Rod has an opportunity to get aggressive here.
Yeah.
If this blue connects and Sloppy's able to hold on to a top 2 spot, that'd be huge, because then that's not 1 point for passing someone, that's 2 when you go from 3rd to 2nd.
It looks like JPG is in 1 still.
Rod cannot find his way up the pack.
Yeah, it's a really tight.
Here's his chance, though. Fire.
Ooh, barely missing that green right there.
Yeah, passing everyone except Sloppy Gunner, and that's a huge green.
Oh, wait.
The shot gets Sloppy Gunner after set, but the red is going to hit Rod there.
Oh, no.
Only a couple players between Sloppy Gunner and Rod. It's gonna be interesting. What spot did Sloppy Gunner get? We have Rod in 9th. Where is Sloppy Gunner?
Are we gonna see a change right now?
6.
Oh, 6 to 9.
That is 2 points.
2-point difference.
That is 2 points, and Squishy's back.
Yeah,
Squishy's
back in there.
That's 3. That is 4 points between Rod, between Sloppy Gunner, and between Squishy. Any one of those 3 could be that last player in the finals.
And this is what it's going to come down to, this last race. Who wants it more? Who's going to take it right here? I know that chat's over here rooting for Rod, but what do you think? Who do you think's going to be able to get this one?
Do I show my Massachusetts bias?
Oh, I mean, you could.
Yeah, I like Rod's chances.
There
though.
it is. So
whether I'm a fan of him or not, I do like Rod's chances. Rod is the community veteran. He has the experience. He's been in situations like this before.
Yeah.
And like, it is a tall order to come up clutch if you've never been in one of those situations where you have to perform before.
And so we're going to come down to this last track pick. What do we?
Such an important track. However, the players that have already locked up their final spots are kind of trolling.
Yeah, they are at this point.
We see I see 2 baby parks here. It will not be either of them, though. It will be, thankfully, it will be a skill track for the last race. It's going to be Hyrule Circuit here.
Ooh, I like this for, again, another staple. Never can go wrong with this.
Yeah.
Only thing you have to avoid is the bumps going around that cut at the end.
And this is it. It's Squishy, it is Rod, and it is Sloppy Gunner.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't believe we have the POV of.
No, we don't right now.
Yeah.
But honestly, we're not going to see any difference up there in the top spots right now. This is an easy runner to begin with. So we got JPG, we got Michael, and we got Squishy over here in 3rd right now. That's actually really good starting off with.
Let's see. Being asked to wish Bone Dry Dudes good luck in D7 of MK. You know what? Because you gifted the sub, you can have it. Yeah. you guys will kill it there. I remember we played against you guys a few times. I think you actually beat us in, or no, that was a different Bone Dry Dudes team, because that was Instant Team Cup. But I've seen you guys improve a lot. You guys are super strong.
So we got Michael here sitting with a red bomb in 1, and Squishy still sitting in that 3rd spot, but.
Right.
We'll be curious to see if somebody pulls shock.
Here they are, Squishy, Rod, and Sloppy Gunner making his way back there. Here's the thing. Squishy doesn't necessarily... Rod doesn't necessarily have to be Squishy, but he does have to be 1 spot behind.
Yeah,
because it's a 2-point deficit here. And Hyrule Circuit is a track I know Rod is very comfortable on. This might be his favorite track in the game. I know it's absolutely one of them. So I know he feels right at home here, and he's distanced himself from Squishy and Sloppy Gunner.
Here comes the blue.
Rod's actually going to be taking 1st here. This is so big for him.
Got the double defense too.
And here's the thing, even if Rod gets hit out, who's behind him? JP Givener, Bobby, Krakow, Michael, not people that he's in contention with.
No, not at all.
So
but
he can get hit
aggressive,
and
but
still be in a decent spot compared to the people he has to worry about. What will Rod do, though? John has no reason to get aggressive here.
Ooh, but the shock happening here.
Low-key a good shock.
Yep, and going for the item. Smart play here. You want to make sure that you get one of those spots and just kind of stay up there, which he does. Gets
and I think Rod's got it. Who is this dodging, though? That's the important question.
And Rod's going to get that 1 spot, making sure he solidifies himself for the finals.
Rod will make it between those 3 players.
Beautiful play.
And I believe it was also Bobby. It was also Linguini. It was also JP Givener. It was also Krakow and Michael.
Wow, what a way to end this.
What a battle between those 3 players.
That
was extremely fun.
Oh, it was. And now we have our list of people that are going to be in the finals. So we're going to get everybody.
This is a stacked lobby.
Oh, it really is.
I will read off our finals lobby here. John dropping a 140 in that semifinals. What a performance from him. But let's read off this finals lobby. Sneaks, Rookie, Kanzai, myself, Spoon So Much Puke, Bobby, JP Givener, Michael, Krakow, Rod, and Linguini.
Oh, this is going to be a great finals. So we're going to get everybody situated now, get everybody ready to go for this finals race. We'll be back at 4:30, everyone. So sit tight, get ready for a wonderful finals match, and good luck to you in that one.
Of course. Yep. We'll see you then.
We'll see you then.